K-dramas have a way of pulling us in, getting us hooked, and then leaving us hanging with cliffhangers that make us scream for more. In this countdown, we're looking at the top 10 K-dramas with the most jaw-dropping endings that left fans begging for season 2. These shows kept us on the edge of our seats, and we can't stop hoping for more. Number 10. Crash Landing on You. Crash Landing on You might have wrapped up its story, but we clearly aren't done with it. In fact, many fans are still asking for a second season, and it's not hard to see why. The story follows Yoon Se-ri, played by Sun Ye-jin, a South Korean businesswoman who, after a paragliding accident, crash lands in North Korea. There, she meets Ri Jung-hyuk, played by Hyun Bin, a North Korean army officer who decides to help her get back to South Korea. Despite the danger, they develop a deep connection, and their love story became the heart of the show. At the end of season 1, after Se-ri returns to South Korea, Jung-hyuk secretly travels to South Korea to find her. However, despite their emotional reunion, he has to return to North Korea due to his duties. The real twist comes at the end when they finally reunite in Switzerland a few years later. It's a beautiful and emotional moment where Jung-hyuk is seen playing the piano, and they meet after years of separation, hinting at their enduring love. Although the drama had fans demanding for a second season, there were a few subtle hints in the final episode and promotional material that suggested a continuation might be possible. The open-ended conclusion, with Jung-hyuk's return to North Korea and their reunion in Switzerland, left room for further exploration of their relationship and what comes next. However, despite these hints, Netflix has confirmed that there won't be a second season. Number 9. Goblin. You can't talk about K-dramas without mentioning Goblin. It was a massive hit drama, captivating audiences worldwide when it premiered in 2016 with its unique blend of fantasy, romance, and drama. The story follows Kim Shin, played by Gong Yu, a 939-year-old immortal goblin who is cursed to live forever, carrying a sword in his chest. The only way to end his immortality is to find his bride, Ji Untark, played by Kim Go-eun, who can pull the sword out. As their paths intertwine, they face challenges that test their love and fate. The ending of Goblin left viewers with a mix of emotions. After a heartfelt reunion in Canada, where Ji Untark regains her memories, the couple faces the reality of their situation. Untark's reincarnation is revealed, and she retains her memories of her past life with Kim Shin. However, the drama concludes with the couple's reunion, leaving fans with a sense of hope and longing for more. Despite the overwhelming fan demand for a second season, there have been no official announcements regarding a continuation. The open-ended conclusion has sparked discussions and theories among fans about the future of Kim Shin and Ji Untark's love story. As of now, the possibility of a sequel remains uncertain. Number 8. A Korean Odyssey. This drama follows Sun Oh-gong, played by Lee Sung-ji, a powerful and mischievous immortal known as the Monkey King, who has been imprisoned for centuries. When he's released, he meets Jin Sunmi, played by Oh Yeon-soo, a woman who can see ghosts and demons. Sunmi is linked to Oh H-gong's fate, and he is bound to protect her. Though their relationship turns into something more, a love story that's both complicated and deep. The ending of A Korean Odyssey is both emotional and open-ended. In the final episodes, Sunmi dies, which leaves Oh-gong heartbroken. However, he tries to change their fate and goes on a journey to the underworld to bring her back. Through some supernatural intervention, Sunmi is given one more day to live. During this brief reunion, she and Oh-gong share an emotional moment, where Oh-gong is freed from his curse. However, Sunmi's time is short-lived, and she passes away again. The drama ends with Oh-gong and Sunmi's love continuing in the afterlife, leaving fans with bittersweet emotions. Despite the emotional ending, there are no confirmed plans for a second season. However, the drama's conclusion left many fans hopeful, with some hints in the final scenes that their love story could continue beyond the show. Even though there's no official confirmation for a second season, fans continue to talk about the drama and speculate about what might happen next, especially considering the show's mix of fantasy, romance, and action. Number 7. Tomorrow. If there's one K-drama that made us rethink life, it's Tomorrow. This series tells the story of Choi Jun-woong, played by Ro-won, a young man who finds himself in a coma after trying to stop a suicide. In the afterlife, he meets Gu Ryan and Lim Ryung-go, Grim Reapers who help prevent suicides. Together, they form the crisis management team, working to save those on the brink of despair. The ending of Tomorrow is both emotional and open-ended. As the crisis management team tackles their final cases, Junwoong is given a choice to either erase his memories of the time he spent with the team or keep them. In the end, he wakes up in the hospital with no memories of his time as a Grim Reaper. However, he still retains his compassionate nature, which suggests that his experiences with the team have changed him deeply, even if he can't remember them. The finale also gives closure to the tragic past of Gu Ryan and Park Jung-gil, showing them achieving peace, but it doesn't fully resolve their complicated relationship. While some wounds are healed, there's still a lot left unanswered. The ending sets up a perfect opportunity for a second season. Fans are left with so many questions, particularly about Junwoong's future. Will he ever regain his memories? Will he return to the afterlife as a full-fledged Grim Reaper? What happens next for the crisis management team, especially now that Junwoong is back in the human world? Fans also want to see more of the internal workings of Jimadung, the afterlife, the team's future cases, and how Ryan and Jung-gil's relationship evolves. The mix of unresolved stories and emotional arcs has fans eagerly hoping for a continuation, making a second season a highly anticipated possibility. Number 6. Extracurricular. Let's not forget Extracurricular, a show that practically begged for a second season with the way it ended. The story follows Oh Ji-soo, played by Kim Dong-hee, a model high school student who secretly runs an illegal business to pay for his university tuition. When his classmate Bae Gyuri, played by Park Joo-hyun, discovers a secret, she becomes involved in his dangerous world. As the stakes get higher, both Jisoo and Gyuri find themselves trapped in a dangerous game, facing violence, betrayal, and the consequences of their actions. The final episode delivers a chaotic and intense climax. After a violent confrontation at a karaoke bar, Jisoo and Gyuri go on the run, with the police closing in. The situation escalates when Kwak Ki-tae, the school bully, tracks Jisoo down and stabs him. In a moment of selflessness, Gyuri, who initially planned to leave Jisoo behind, returns to save him, hitting Ki-tae and allowing them to escape. Severely wounded, the two find refuge in a stairwell, where Jisoo, weakened and bleeding, tells Gyuri to leave and save herself. However, she refuses to leave his side. The show ends ambiguously, with a long shot of Jisoo and Gyuri in the stairwell, surrounded by the sound of distant police sirens. The open-ended conclusion is precisely why viewers want a season 2. The fate of Jisoo and Gyuri is left unclear. Will they be caught by the police? Will Jisoo survive? Fans are desperate to know what happens next, and whether the characters will face the consequences of their actions, or somehow escape. This unresolved ending, combined with the show's gripping narrative, has sparked intense discussions, with many hoping for a continuation that can tie up these loose ends. Number 5. A Killer Paradox. A Killer Paradox might have reached its conclusion, but we are not ready to say goodbye. In fact, many are still asking if there will be a season 2. The story follows Lee Tang, played by Choi Woo-shik, a young man who accidentally kills a person in self-defense and starts believing that he has the ability to identify evil people who deserve to die. As he takes justice into his own hands, he becomes a vigilante, targeting those he deems evil. This path leads him to cross paths with Detective Jang Nangam, played by Sun Suk-koo, who is determined to catch him, and Song Chan, a former detective turned ruthless serial killer. In the series finale, the climax unfolds in an abandoned factory where the three key characters come face to face. Robin, Lee Tang's tech-savvy ally, is tragically killed by Song Chan, shattering Lee Tang's belief that his actions come without consequences. Detective Nangam, driven by revenge, finally kills Song Chan. However, the most shocking moment comes when Lee Tang, faced with Nangam's gun, seemingly accepts his fate and pulls the trigger, only for it to click empty, reinforcing the theme of dumb luck that has followed him throughout the series. Nangam, stunned, lets Lee Tang go free. The ending of A Killer's Paradox is both unsettling and open-ended, which is exactly why viewers are calling for a second season. While Lee Tang avoids justice, the final scenes show him getting away with everything, thanks to Robin erasing all the evidence linking him to the crimes. Lee Tang is eventually caught by immigration in the Philippines, but his criminal record is clean, and he returns to South Korea without facing any consequences. The final shot hints that Lee Tang has fully embraced his power and continues his vigilante work, leaving fans wondering if he'll ever be stopped, hinting at a possible second season. Number 4. Vincenzo. It's impossible to talk about K-dramas that deserve a second season without bringing up Vincenzo. The story follows Vincenzo, played by Song Joong-ki, a mafia consigliera who returns to Korea and partners with Cha-young, a notable lawyer, in order to take down a corrupt conglomerate. In the final episodes, Vincenzo gets his revenge on the villains, with Choi Myung-hee and Jang Han-suk meeting brutal ends at his hands. But fans were more interested in the relationship between Vincenzo and Cha-young, and their emotional journey stole the spotlight. The core of Vincenzo is the relationship between Vincenzo and Cha-young. In the final episode, Cha-young is shot while protecting Vincenzo, and although she survives, it's clear they can't stay together. Vincenzo's past as a mafia consigliera makes it impossible for him to live a normal life with her. They share a final, passionate kiss before parting ways, knowing it's the end. A year later, they meet again, and after a heartfelt conversation, they share another kiss, reaffirming their bond. Vincenzo then leaves, knowing their worlds can never truly align. The open-ended conclusion is exactly why fans are hoping for a second season. With Vincenzo's return to Korea and the unresolved nature of his relationship with Cha-young, viewers are left wanting more. Fans are eager to see what happens next for their relationship, hoping for the closure that the finale left hanging. Number 3. Hotel del Luna. Among the K-dramas that we are eager to see more of, Hotel del Luna is always at the top, though bringing season 2 or a sequel would be a challenge. The drama follows Jang Man-wool, played by IU, the cursed owner of Hotel del Luna, a place where the souls of the dead stay before crossing over to the afterlife. Over 1,000 years, she struggles with her past mistakes while managing the hotel and its staff. As the story progresses, we see her grow emotionally, especially in her relationship with Go Chon-sung, who becomes the hotel's manager and her closest confidant. In the final episodes, Jang Man-wool's emotional journey reaches its peak as she prepares to cross the Sanzu River Bridge to the afterlife. After 1,000 years of punishment, she finds peace and makes the painful decision to let go of her attachments, especially to Chon-sung. In a heartfelt scene, they share a final walk and a last goodbye, marking her redemption. The staff, Manager Noo, Bartender Kim, and Bartender Choi, also resolve their past regrets and cross over, leaving behind the hotel, which disappears as it serves its purpose. The final scene, however, offers a glimmer of hope and a potential new story. After Man-wool's departure, Go Chon-sung continues his life, carrying the love and memories of her. The show suggests that they may meet again in a future life. As the screen fades, we're introduced to a new hotel, Hotel Blue Moon. The new manager, played by Kim Soo-hyun in a cameo, reveals that a new moon has risen. This cameo serves as a hook for a potential continuation, leaving the door open for another hotel and a new story with a different master. This unexpected twist hints at the endless cycle of life, death, and rebirth, and the possibility of future tales from the Hotel del Luna universe. Number 2. Moon Lovers, Scarlet Heart Ryeo. If there's one K-drama that fans have been begging to see continue but probably never will, it's Moon Lovers, Scarlet Heart Ryeo. This 2016 drama starring IU as Go Hae-jin, a modern woman who mysteriously travels 1,000 years into the past during the Goryeo dynasty. She awakens in the body of a noblewoman named Hae-soo, quickly finding herself entangled in the fierce struggle for the throne. Amidst the chaos, Hae-soo falls for the misunderstood and feared fourth prince, Wang-soo, portrayed by Lee Joon-ji, whose complex character becomes the heart of her emotional journey. The final episodes center on the painful separation of Hae-soo and Wang-soo. As Wang-soo becomes more ruthless as a king, Hae-soo cannot reconcile the kind man she fell in love with and the king who uses violence to rule. After a series of misunderstandings and emotional struggles, Hae-soo is forced to leave the palace and marry Wang Young, the 14th prince, who has loved her for years. Hae-soo writes heartfelt letters to Wang-soo, but he never opens them, believing they are from Wang Young. Tragically, Hae-soo dies after giving birth to Wang-soo's daughter, never seeing him again. Wang-soo, upon learning of her death, is consumed by grief and regret, but it's too late to change anything. The series ends with an emotional promise from Wang-soo, who vows to find Hae-soo in the next life. Hae-soo, now in the modern world as Ha-jin, also remembers him, though she cannot be with him. Her story ends with Wang Young raising her daughter with Wang-soo. The series ends on an open note, with Wang-soo's vow to find her, leaving fans heartbroken and longing for a second season to finally reunite the two lovers across time. Number 1. Vagabond. Vagabond left us with a massive cliffhanger, and it's no surprise that it's the K-drama fans are dying to see continue the most, with many still hoping for a second season. The 2019 action-packed series follows Cha Dal-gun, played by Lee Sung-ji, an ex-soldier who becomes entangled in a deadly conspiracy after the plane his nephew was on crashes, killing all the passengers on it. As he digs deeper into the cause of the crash, he uncovers a web of corruption involving powerful political figures and arms dealers. With the help of Go Harry, played by Bae Suzy, a determined NIS agent, Dal-gun embarks on a dangerous journey to expose the truth and seek justice for the victims. In the finale, Dal-gun infiltrates an international arms summit in Morocco, aiming to eliminate the elusive puppet master behind the conspiracy. However, he is stunned to discover Jessica Lee, a lobbyist previously believed to be dead or imprisoned, in close association with the puppet master. The revelation deepens the mystery as it's unveiled that the true mastermind is Edward Park, a figure who had been posing as an ally to Dal-gun and Harry all along. The series ends with a major cliffhanger. Dal-gun, now working as a mercenary, is part of a team on a mission to eliminate a target. Positioned as a sniper from afar, Dal-gun is given the order to take the shot. However, as he looks through his scope, he is shocked to realize that the target is none other than Go Harry. The series ends with Dal-gun frozen in shock, unable to take the shot, leaving fans desperate for answers and a second season. Vagabond is one of the dramas fans are dying to get a second season from, with its unresolved storylines and cliffhanger making it impossible to forget. And there you have it, 10 K-dramas with cliffhanger endings that still have us on the edge of our seats, eagerly waiting for that second season. Which one do you think deserves a sequel the most? What are some other dramas you think deserve a second season? Drop them in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more K-drama countdowns. Until next time, stay tuned for more exciting K-drama recommendations.